Okay, we are live. I'm Jim Andre. This is Out of the Box. I got three guests today. We've got Jim Mike Mcfarlin, Chris Joan Marie, and Bennie C, Trent, Anunnaki Key. How's everybody doing tonight?
All right.
Doing great. How you doing, Jim?
Good.
Hey, Chris Joe. Where did Chris go there?
Sorry.
She's back.
There she
I
is.
hit the wrong button.
But, hi, everybody out there on Facebook and all the other different platforms that Jim is on. I just send love and light to everybody.
Let's see if I can camera a little better.
So how's everybody been?
Deep breath
Chris takes
there.
a deep sigh on that question.
It's been a different kind of day, I'll tell you that.
Been one of them days.
Yeah, a lot to take in sometimes, you know. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, you know, with that, you know, I kind of start that. We started talking about the healing, different things to heal, different type of things that people are getting on them, as in, you know, spiritual, demonic type things, healing with cancer, like Jim Andre did with Jim Mcfarlin there, talking about emotional healing, that some of this alien contacts and the different things that disclosure brings along. Because I tell you guys, thinking about disclosure, me, myself, it stresses me out. It causes anxiety in me to think about so much stuff that is hidden from people every day. And then I go outside and I minister people and I'm like, it's just so much stuff I could tell you, or it's just so many people that you could meet or watch these shows to broaden your, you know, your understanding of these things that people are so lost on. So yeah, I mean, the day's been kind of weird. You know, I would say it's been a weird day. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Good description. I mean, has yours been like that with just kind of like just handling in conversations weird, Chris Joe, or is it just been...
Well, I mean, I haven't seen my father in a long freaking time.
Mhm.
It's been like 3 years since my husband and I got married, and he brought me like a bunch of old pictures, like from, remember I told you, like I've told you before, that my family was in the masonry and the Shriner.
Shriners and things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I got pictures of him in the actual hat and all that stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It just felt like a vibe from that too, you know. Just a
What
weird vibe.
degree Mason was he?
To be honest with you, I'm not. He was a Shriner. I'm not real sure.
Oh,
Most Masons were most Shriners were Masons. Miss
Oh, I
Kathy's
got a picture.
dad, he was a 33 1/3 degree, and then I don't know what degrees they have in Shriners, but
Yeah, I think you got to be a 33 1/3 degree Mason before you can become a Shriner.
we believe so.
There it is.
Because I don't know what that represents.
Neither do I.
But it's a Shriner thing, I believe. That's what.
Oh yeah, no. He was. He was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought about, and my mom. That's why I wanted you to talk to my mom, because she is well knowledgeable about all of those things. So
yeah, that's what I was telling Jim.
She's welcome to come on the show if she wants to, you know.
yeah, she's not gonna tonight. It's too late for her. But I mean, she will during the, like, I was trying to like plan a, because she's in Florida and she's on the Gulf Coast, Jim. She's in what's the name of that city? Oh, can't remember the name of the darn city she lives in. It's like it's close to Venice Beach, because the hurricane went right over her too.
I thought Venice Beach was in California.
She must be near. She must
There's
be
a
around
Venice Beach in Florida too.
She must be around Fort. She must be around Fort Myers.
Yeah, I think she is. Hold on, let me look at the name of the darn city. It's Rotunda Beach.
Yeah, Rotunda Beach.
Yeah, it's nice out there. Ooh, it's nice out there.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, what was you beginning to tell me before when I was trying to get ready for the show? I didn't mean to cut you off, but you was getting into
That's what I was
something
gonna
good
tell
there.
you. I was gonna tell you those that I got all these pictures of my grandfather from when he was, like going through all that stuff. He was a rich man too. I mean, they had money.
Hmm.
Like
Well, I
I
don't
feel
know if a
like
lot
a lot
of
of them did.
if a lot of people on here know what you mean, what your father was going to, you might want to elaborate a little more what we was talking about and what you was going to show me.
Oh, I was just showing you the pictures of my grandfather because you guys always talk about the masonry. And
Yeah.
I knew that, like, my mom always told me she thought that maybe there were some stuff like some rituals or some spells or maybe something put on our family. We're not positive. I can't tell you that for sure. But she always would tell me to pray for that side of the family because she even said, I mean, we grew up Catholic, so she was like, well, she didn't know what she was marrying into, basically. But my dad has never been like weird about anything, and like he's never even really talked about it, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
So like I feel like it's always been kind of like that shrouded in secrecy type of shit.
Oh
Well, I
boy.
know they have a secret meeting usually
They do.
every
Well, he did
year
tell
at
me about that. He did tell me
the
that they would go to like they went
Bohemian Grove. Yeah,
yeah, they went to a couple of those. Like I do remember my dad talking about like retreats that he went on with
right.
his
Yeah,
mom.
that's what they call them, retreats. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Who
Yeah, I
knows
was
what they
talking
were doing?
about doing one of those retreats, but I'm still scared after I heard about one of those going into one of those smoke lodges and they doing
Oh no, no, no,
mushrooms.
hold on. I do
Mhm.
think they used to do that. That right there is different. That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Not the same thing.
no, that Bohemian Grove is a big thing. They do
Yeah, that's
rituals.
different. Yeah, let me
Yeah,
turn.
they do rituals and stuff like that.
Like spiritual or
Yeah,
like just
spiritual. Yeah, yeah.
Indian type, you know,
No, spiritual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
shamans, the shamans. Most definite. But
Yeah, I would
yeah,
do something like that.
I was telling Jim that it would be neat to talk to your mom and just to ask her just some of the things that when you were growing up, with you being an empath, just some kind of signs or what she might has she ever told you any like weird quirky things that might have done that were like, oh my God, she's a little special, Uh-oh, lost her again. I
Yeah,
think she was touching buttons there, but she'll be back in a second. But
either that or she got a poor connection. There she is.
And this phone is so touchy. What a weird phone, man.
those glitches.
I was talking to her about that the other day. We had a conversation. That's why I wanted you to talk to her because our conversation was so good. And I'm like, Mom,
It
to tell
was.
me this stuff. And she did remember some things. Like I again remember the ghost I told you about, like the tall man who I thought might have been a slave. My mom thinks he was a demon. I don't know for sure because she saw him on the wall, though. She didn't see him in actual form the way that me and the other people did in the house. So I'm not really sure. And I never felt like a malicious presence from that. Was scared. I mean, who the hell wouldn't be when you see something that that just pops right in front of you or is sitting on your freaking bed, for God's sakes. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, she just I don't know. She's always been all knowing on stuff too. Like it just comes to her and we can't really
Right.
explain it. And I would say she might have noticed something special in my sister and I. I mean, my sister's a little different than me too. She went more of the religious route, um, Bible like my mom did.
Didn't know you had a sister. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I just have my one sister, but I've got some step brothers and sisters.
My one real sister is my stepsister. We have different fathers, but my father's the only father that she knows, even though she's 2.5 years older than me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Your sister older or younger?
she's older.
Man, these older sisters, man. When my mom died, I swear to God, my sister acted like she was my mom and was gonna spank me
Uh,
half the time. I'm like, we in our 30s. Goodness, mama's gone.
she does though. She
Let
does.
me
No,
make it.
I would let her though too, man, because my
Yeah,
sister.
but
wise.
Chris, she wouldn't let me smoke. My sister told me I need to stop. I had to stop drinking.
Oh,
I couldn't
no.
do all kind of stop dating girl. If I'm a date a girl, I need to date one at a time. I was like, goodness gracious.
Hold on.
Man.
She's right about that one, though. You do have to date one at a time. Come on, friend. Don't be like that.
Well, that was one of my mom's wishes when she died. For me, when I came to Houston, that I was there when she was dying, and one wish was that my father, marry another lady because he gave her the best life that she ever had, and for me to come to Houston because my sister's kind of prissy. She used to be a stockbroker. I call her Oprah Winfrey because, like I said, she's a shopaholic, and she's just got that mind. With, like I said, she's a playwright here in Houston. She's with the Playwrights of Houston. And plus, she's a drama minister at the church she goes to. So, like I said, my sister, you can't get a word in with her. You think I talk a lot? Please. That's why I'm like this. Because with my sister, she used to be in debate when we was in high school. And everything was irrelevant.
I have never. I am the worst at over talking people. So I'm sorry if I ever do.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we are.
I'm sorry.
We're just so outspoken people, and I've never had a problem getting in front of a crowd of people. I don't mind singing in front of people. I don't mind any of that shit.
Yeah, Cassidy. How you doing, Cassidy? Cassidy's
hey,
with
Cass,
us.
hey, Lion.
Hey,
I don't know where Bradley is. You know how that goes.
Where's Cassidy? Come on in here, man.
yeah.
Sherry's
Sherry
in the
said
house.
she
Hi,
was
Sherry.
There's Sherry. I thought Sherry was coming on here. Hey,
Well,
Sherry.
I sent her a link. She's got to come in the studio before I can bring her on.
Come on in the studio, Sherry. We got a backstage, esoteric type party going on. We got some stars coming down, the real stars. The Lyrans are coming. We're gonna talk to the Draconians, and I'm just kidding y'all out there. So,
Lion's Pride says, I don't mind Masons. I mind when people combine Masonic and Luciferian.
Yeah, no, I'm not real. Look, again, if we can get my mom to talk to you guys about this, like she knows it all. It's crazy how much. And she told me when I was like, I think I was like 12 when I found out, and she used to be like, "Well, your grandpa's a Mason and that," because he stopped giving Christmas gifts. So like when we were like 10 years old, he stopped like caring about anything. We'd only see him occasionally. We used to call him Grumps because he was always grumpy, mad, and shit, And she goes. She was like, well, your grandfather's a Mason. I was like, well, what the hell is that? And then when she started explaining it to me, I thought George Washington started the Masonry, but she said it was much earlier than that. She was talking like the 1500s.
Yeah, he was a Mason, but he didn't start the Masonry.
He didn't start it. She said someone in like the 1500s did or something like that.
Yeah, Napoleon was a Mason. Napoleon Bonaparte was a Mason. Himself, but I forgot the guy's name that because it was in Europe, I believe in France or something like that. I have to pull that video up. But
I'm interested. I want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, now you got me too, man. I want to know.
When I get her talking, like she'll change it. Look, her mind goes like mine though. Like she'll think of something and then she'll switch like this and think of something else. So
I just sent you the invite, Sherry.
Yes. What was I saying? I was just thinking there. And Sherry right there.
I wish I could add her right now, but
that's what I wanted to ask about. I just got, I think, okay, someone's texting me. But Luciferian. I'm not familiar with that. What is the? If you all know, I would love someone to explain to me what is the concept of. I wish
she always talks about.
Well, what I like to know is how you decipher the difference between both.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know what one of them is.
They said they both sound familiar. My mom talks about all those words. She always says paganism. She talks about God, she was talking about Martin Luther the other day and how he got taken out of the church or whatever, or changed things. So I don't know. We had a long conversation that you guys would probably understand it more than me. She said it for years though. Talks about pagans, all of that stuff. I mean, her views are extremely religious. Like, it's all one-sided, but also she knows about every little aspect kind of. It's weird. She's done her research.
Cassidy
Luciferianism.
says Luciferian mysticism is the Hermetic order
Mm.
whose main central tenet is self-reliance by any means necessary.
Okay.
Mysticism by
That's a
Hermetic
broad,
order.
that's a broad statement though, you know?
Mhm.
Like,
True.
Because I know Bradley always says that he's a Hermetic Knight. Is that correct? I mean, like I said, when it comes to Luciferism, I don't know when that's, like I said, I don't speak on things that I really haven't studied, because that's one of those words that are shunned from, you know, my upbringing in religion. Is something that I would love to learn more about now. Okay, there he is.
He says
Yes,
Aleister
Aleister
Crowley
Crowley.
was a Luciferian before they kicked him
That's
out and he
right.
formed his own group.
Yes, Aleister Crowley was a man. That dude was a scientist and a Satanist, man. Isn't that the one that opened the wormholes and the stargates?
He's a mad scientist.
Yeah.
yeah,
Him and
Jim,
L.
you
Ron
gotta
Hubbard
stop
got together.
Is that
What'd you
just
say,
dust?
Chris?
Something flew across your screen. Is that just dust?
I don't know.
Me?
I didn't see nothing.
Talking about me?
I don't know. I didn't see
Yeah.
nothing. No, she's talking to me.
Yeah, I see something glowing in his pocket there.
No, he had like a little orb fly across the screen. I didn't know if it was dust. The
David
last
Nash
time
says Bradley says Hierophant Knight.
Yes, that's what Bradley says. He's a Hierophant Knight, not a the other one was Hermetic. Okay, yeah, Hierophant Knight.
Oh, okay.
You're right. Thanks, Dave.
Hermeticism in mystical terms simply means they perform their magic through the use of relatively conventional science, like sacred geometry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not that great at math, but I just know, you know, sometimes you just, I don't know. I've told Benny this many times. I just kind of know things. Like, I just know everything's possible. And like, it's crazy, man. Life is an intense journey. That's all I can say.
Well,
But,
the sacred geometry. What did he say? Yeah, the sacred geometry is like the Fibonacci sequence, and you know we see it. You being an empath, you see it in like the flowers and they touch you that way. The sacred geometry, which you as an empath, you feel the systems instead of trying to one that can mathematically try to put it together. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Also, I'm an artist, so I see things differently, you know, I guess.
I remember you said that. I wanted to see something that you draw, because I think I showed you one time when things I'm always remote viewing when I get a hit from the energy. It seems like the Jim Mcfarlin is thinking about something in outer space there, Jim. I tell you that I'm just kind of getting a read off of you. It's like Jim you concentrating on something over there, Jim. I don't know what it is.
Concentrating on the comments. I got to keep showing them and taking them
I was
down.
going to say, Jim, like,
no, Jim McFarland over there.
Oh,
got too much going on in the mind.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all talk, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, like I just getting a feel, a flash on you there. It's just like just seeing you there. It's just seeing through your eyes. It seems like I see spaceships in your mind. But something that was awesome, though, that I'm glad both of you two was here, because someone just came up to me today. He put a tattoo on his hand, and it was the pyramid. And I started thinking about the Ben stone. I told him the Ben stone. But then I was telling him about the stone that you guys use to cure cancer, to help remit Jim Mcfarlin's cancer, Jim. And he asked me what shungite. That's what I wanted to know. That shungite stone. And does it tell you what frequency it resonates when you do the thing that you do?
No, it's just a feeling I get.
Because like I said, when you activated it, it just seemed kind of just like that one of those sound things like Dakota did when you was you and Jim, because Jim Mcfarlin kept like, do you hear it? And at first I didn't hear what he was asking me to hear. And then I kind of heard it the second time. Yeah, I see something moving there too, Jim. You don't see that, Jim Andre?
You didn't see that orb fly by you, dude?
I
of course
just
he's not
seen
going
it
to see that. But
right there in front of your face, Jim. I just seen it.
Flew by you twice.
it ghost. It's like it was like a ghost. It was more than just an orb. It
Okay,
was like
look,
something.
look.
Yeah.
Like a week ago, you guys did a show. It was you, Cassidy, Dakota, and who else was in that show? Somebody else was. Bradley.
Christopher Sarah.
Bradley was in it, and I swear an orb flew by you like 4 different times that same show too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just wait, Chris. I've been talking to him on camera before, and a big black cloaked figure go walking behind
Okay,
him.
that
Yeah,
might have been a bug.
I just seen that orb too.
That might have been
Yeah.
a bug right there, but the other one was like around, went this way.
Yeah, I just seen that one just go by. It just went right
Yeah.
above you. It covered your face, Jim.
Do you have a fan on? Hold on. Do you have a
It went
fan
right
on?
by like that.
No,
You don't have a fan on?
no.
When you review the tape,
Yeah.
you'll see it.
You'll
Because I
see it.
seen it.
When you review,
I
you'll
seen
see it
it.
3 times.
I seen it that one time that maybe we're bringing something in there. But like you was talking about that dark figure that walked behind Jim, and like Chris is talking about that what she's seen, and then I thought was a shadow figure. With that, you know, you guys, y'all hit something in my head. Do you think that these different? I mean, I know those type of figures feed off of your fear, just like a wraith does. When you're scared, that's what that gets them amped up off that negative energy.
Yeah.
But I believe that some of them, like I said, they know your fears. Like Chris described hers, and me describing mine. Big muscle bound something standing in front of me with that dark hat on. You know, something I'm like, whoa, something I can't fight.
Well,
You
look,
know,
I
it's too
mean, I'm
big,
not
too
saying
awesome.
I wasn't scared of it when I saw it, but I also didn't feel like there was any, like I said again, any malicious intent behind it. It was just there. It was just
See,
there. You
see,
know?
I felt malicious intent, and like I said, it tried to push me down the steps. So,
Oh, shit.
yeah. But
Well,
that's why I said,
everyone saw it. Like my sister saw it in the hallway. My friend saw it sitting on my bed. I saw it in the room standing up. I actually jumped through it. My mom saw it leaning against the side of the wall. And I mean, she thought it was a demon, but I don't know. You could ask her. Flew by again, Jim.
yeah, because
I
he said
sent,
Just
that
need
he's
that
standing
though.
in
Well, hey, you never know.
I sent
Oven is
Sherry.
going off. I'll be right back.
I sent Sherry the link, but I don't know why she hasn't joined.
Oh, I don't know either. If I touch anything on this phone, it just does stuff. So I'm not even.
Let me get my other phone. I'll be right back.
I'm getting too old for technology, man. It's terrible. I make my husband do
in
it.
the chat.
Cassidy's asking, so you need this entity?
What's that mean?
I don't know. Do you want it removed? I don't know. I guess something you were talking about, you seen or something.
Oh no, that was in my old house that I lived in when I
Daisy.
grew up. Yeah, I don't need it. It didn't follow me. I know that it didn't. It's probably still in that house. I could bet money on that. Matter of fact, I dream about that house all the time. So yeah, maybe something in that house might have followed me, but I think it's just an energy from the house in general. You know, we've all talked about that. When you grow up somewhere, we built that house too, and it is on some burial grounds and some places that are questionable. So,
Is it out in the suburbs somewhere?
well, it is now, but when we first built the house, they were all like, you know, like newly developed. You know how it is. So you know what it reminded me of? Because I watched that movie the other day, Poltergeist. You know, where they were building all the houses and stuff, and it was like real estate, blah blah blah. That's basically what the neighborhood looked like. It was like a really long road. It's called Horseman Creek Road. It's where the Civil War basically happened. You know, along the trail of the Civil War. You know, so that's where they said they watered their horses. That's why they called the road Horseman Creek.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of paranormal activity connected with them Civil War
Oh, we've
soldiers.
seen. You know what? You know what reminds me, Jim, that I thought about? Because you asked if I ever saw any UFOs. We did. We saw several over the pipelines. There's like these pipelines that they had, you know, where they big, huge open fields in between the neighborhoods, and we used to walk, from neighborhood to neighborhood. And there was a couple of times we saw a bunch of stuff in the sky that I
Yeah.
remember when I was like 15, that I can recall now when I think back on it. Just lights and things moving around. Could have been comets too. Who knows? I don't know. A lot of shit happened in that neighborhood though. But
Well,
yeah,
that's why they called UFOs unidentified flying objects.
Yeah.
'Cause we don't know yet.
yeah, we don't know. But if it's a comet, hey, that's cool too.
Cassidy says urban burial grounds are getting more common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I know a few people in West Virginia that have some crazy stories about where their houses are built. So
Remember, Jim, that house I lived in Arkansas was built on a burial ground.
Yeah.
did you know that it was beforehand?
Not before I moved there,
Mm-hmm.
but after my oldest boy started having problems, I found out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't think we were on a burial ground. We just knew that a lot of people died in that area. That's all we knew.
Daisy's asking, where can I see the comments? It all depends what page you're on, I guess.
Yeah, I don't see any comments either, friend.
Go down there to the bottom where it says more, click on it, it'll come up, it'll say comments, settings, and cancel. Comments are there.
Oh. I'd like to see you.
Oh, Chris pressed the wrong button again.
Oh, dude, look, I told you I'm old school and I don't know how to do all this shit. So hold on, when I hit more, and then it's comments, settings, and cancel, all it did was pull up the comments. I don't need to read all that. Y'all can read it to me. I'm good.
Yeah, when you're in this damn StreamYard, don't hit the back button because you're asked to leave.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, whatever.
Let's see the chats. We shared it there. I don't know
But
where
yeah,
my
I
phone
feel
is.
like almost every house I've ever lived in, and I've had ghosts or experiences with something. So, yeah,
Well,
they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
but now I'm aware of it. I believe so too, because I just never was aware of these type of things. It was taboo.
My work is haunted. I mean, I think the building has its own energy, but I know there's some shit there. So, yeah,
When you know, you know. Like I said, I
you
feel it
know.
now, and now I know what I'm feeling. StreamYard dropped. Whoa.
StreamYard dropped.
What do you mean?
Well, he's gone now. I don't know.
Oh,
Stopped working on
StreamYard didn't drop, Benny dropped.
yeah, Benny dropped. You know what he's talking about? Where's Bradley? Bradley wasn't gonna join us?
Oh, that's common with him. He, for some reason, ends up missing in action. So,
Oh, I've talked to him quite a bit lately, though. A couple of times I talked to him at like 4 a.m. What time would it be in the UK though? It's probably like afternoon for him then.
right
He
now
probably,
it's
he
3:30.
probably wouldn't come on here anyway, Chris, with me on here.
Why
I told
not?
him to go. I told him to go F himself the other day. Smart
Why?
ass. Because he's a smart ass.
Aren't we all though?
It's 3:31 in the morning in England right now.
Oh yeah, it's only 10:30 here. Okay, so that might be why Sherry ain't coming on if it's 3:30 in the morning at her house too.
Oh, she was just talking to us at the beginning of the show, and I sent her the link. I told her I did, but I don't know.
I was talking to her earlier. I talked to her a bunch today. Yeah.
Is it cold up there, Chris?
It's not too terrible. It's like I think it was like maybe 60 today, like something like that.
Yeah.
Cassidy's asking you. I thought you two were close.
Who, me and Sherry? Yeah.
Oh, Jim and Bradley.
Oh, I thought you were too.
No, I just got tired of him being a smart aleck. I told him to go to hell.
You know what though? It's nothing wrong with that. Just let it go. It's not that big a deal.
Oh, I ain't losing no sleep over it. I don't care.
Don't be mean. Yeah, I don't take too much personally anymore because, like, I feel like nowadays everybody takes things way too personally. It's insane. It's like social media, like, really rob people of like their dignity a little bit. You know, where me, I'm like, all right, if you don't like me, you know, it is what it is.
What's old Wilkerson been doing? I ain't seen him doing any videos lately.
Who?
Mike Wilkerson. I ain't seen none of his videos lately.
Oh, I don't play around with that dude no more. No offense.
Yeah, I don't mess around with him much either. I ain't seen.
I didn't like some of the people he had on his page, man. No offense. Were like one of the ladies like really hated me. She was like a senator's wife or something. So I had to like not be on his show anymore because I guess I said too much risque stuff. Nobody liked me for that reason. Whatever. I don't
Was
even
your
care.
lose signal, Benny?
Yeah, it dropped, man. Like I said,
But I
I
had
don't know
to,
what. Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
Sherry.
said, Ben. You said
Sherry,
StreamYard dropped and you left. I said, bullshit. I said, StreamYard didn't drop. Benny dropped.
Well, no, the thing dropped. Like I said,
Hi,
I
Sherry.
get things to come and go. Hey, Sherry is
Right,
here. Hey,
Jim.
Sherry. That when it
Sherry.
dropped, I tried to call Sherry
Right,
too. That was
hi.
me
Hello.
calling.
Chris' sister. Hello, Jim. Jim and Jim.
How you doing?
Jim and Jim. Yeah, I know. The
Two
special
Jims.
Yeah.
treat.
Awesome. I got the two ladies that are awesome that to me. Well, you know, all of them are awesome to me, but these two are really special. Hey, Sherry. That's what Lion Cassidy said. Sherry. Yay. But,
Hey,
yeah,
Cass.
Sherry and
Lots
Chris.
of love.
Daisy says hi, Sherry.
Hey, Daisy.
Hello.
What you up to today, Sherry? What have you been doing today? Just a brief
went
or
to see
how
my
you
boy-
know
I
how
went
are
to
you?
see my
What
boy
you up
today.
to? 'Cause- you feeling better?
Yeah. On and off. I'm all right.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good,
I feel you on that one.
good.
And I'm having problems with my laptop. My laptop just keeps like losing its charge. Keeps going on and off.
Cassidy says, and Benny, I would love to join, but I don't have the energy to control my mouth. LOL.
Oh, hey, it's okay. Join us.
Hey,
We would
it's
love to
okay.
hear
Yeah,
your
you're
mouth.
welcome to join
Come
us
on
if you
in
like,
here,
Cassidy.
man.
I'm
Cassidy,
feeling
I
it.
want it.
Used to how you are. Come on.
I
Most of us
love
are
it.
Come
like
on,
this
bring
now.
it.
I told
Bring
you,
it.
man.
Bring it, man.
Somebody's got to. Hey, Cassidy, somebody's got to tell me to shut up
Well,
sometime. And hey, you know, I overtalk, man.
I'll pull
You
up
know,
my
Jim
Sherry,
knows
chair.
that.
she's nice.
Jim knows that from the
Come
other
on,
time when he
friend.
had me
Bring
up
it.
for my show and that. Me
See,
and
there
Cass
it goes
spoke
again.
the whole
I
show.
seen it again, Chris, that went by Jim Andre.
I know it went by him like 3 times when we were talking earlier.
Sherry, there is something in the room with Jim Andre that she's seen the orb, and I see the light figure keep flashing right past him.
By
I
several
don't know
times.
Yeah,
if
like
it's
a lot of
one of
people are turning around
mine.
and say that's dust, but there's a way that you can tell if it's dust.
I thought it might be dust, but I was like,
It's
it
not.
might not be.
It's not.
Yeah, I don't have any fans on or anything.
The thing
Yeah,
is a
and
lot of people put orbs down to being dust and everything, and a lot of the time it's not.
No,
You know, like they move in particular ways when it's dust. They go like in like clumps and go downwards, and whatever's flying around Jim is going across and
going
around.
the cross. Yeah.
It's moving direction. Dust does not move direction unless you've got a fan or something on.
And if you look at the beginning of the video, the first like maybe 10, 15 minutes.
I've been watching it since I came in there. I've noticed it about 7 or 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I was just trying to figure out, was it something from
Grab
that
some
light
ice.
back
Right
there
back.
causes different stuff to happen that we figured out? But I don't have the red one on here. Also, I wish we found Dakota. But yeah, Sherry, what we was talking about when I was last talking to Jim was I started posting on not transformers but shapeshifters and the different beings that can shapeshift also, and some of them that give negative energy. Some of them's job is to be negative, to take away from the opening up that I believe that some of the different beings are choosing those that need to be opened up, that are chosen light bringers. But my question to you, I think she's blinking off there. The camera went off. Are you still there, Sherry? I think we lost her. See, I'm
Hello?
catching glitches here
She's
too. Are you there?
she's still connected. Her camera's off, I think. There she is.
Oh, my bad. I went to go get some
The laptop switched off.
Oh, never mind. Talking to Sherry.
And laptop. But what do you think of shapeshifters? And do you believe that these shapeshifters are demonic beings posing as aliens? Because I believe that's possible. Or do you believe aliens posing as different creatures of the earth that scare people, to put fear in people?
Well, wouldn't that be interdimensional if you're talking about like for example, gnomes or fairies or werewolves or any of those type of things, Sasquatch?
Well,
You know,
Even spirits will go and do. Some of them do shape shifting, and it don't necessarily mean that they're negative as well. You get a lot of people say that if you come across shapeshifters, they're normally negative, and not always.
No.
I would think each individual case is different.
Yeah.
It all depends on how everybody perceives it, whether they're afraid of it or not.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And just like with the dark figures that we see, if you're scared of it, like I was, it fed off the fear and tried to push me downstairs. But if I wasn't scared, would it have tried to make communication? That's my point, is trying to heal people of being scared, and heal people of that negative, oh, okay, got to fight it. Instead, understand what it's trying to communicate to you.
Yeah.
The
But
Bible
if
speaks.
they're talking in different frequencies, then if you can't understand it, you can't, I mean,
True.
that's why I
And
feel
that's
like the dreams that I have, like I can at least somewhat interpret what the heck is happening, a little bit. Even though
Cassidy says the Bible speaks of 4 living creatures: the lion, the eagle, the ox, and the beings that look like man.
It also speaks of giants.
Says these 4 living creatures serve the throne.
Well, I believe the seraphim is what he's describing. The seraphim are, I believe it's angels, supposed to have that 4 different faces, one of an ox, one of this, and one this way, and one of a man. And I believe it's supposed to have 6 sets of wings, or 3 sets of wings. I believe that's what you're talking about, Cassidy, that the ones that are the servants of God, that go amongst God.
He says some people believe the Bible is talking about the Federation of Light.
I don't know what the Federation of Light is.
I'm confused too. I'm not sure about that one.
I'm not really a big taker when it comes to the Bible.
Yeah,
me either.
I mean, I read it before.
I believe that there is some truth in the Bible and that, but I believe that a lot of it is just people's judgments and what they think they've seen and felt, and it's just been wrote as being God's words. When
I agree.
Yeah,
I believe that God as an energy is part of nature, part of the universe. It's an energy.
It was an interpretation.
No,
it was an interpretation that people wrote based on prophets and experience.
I believe, like when they talk about Jesus or they talk about God and that, they had to make him into some sort of figure so that people would take notice. Because if you said you was like worshipping something invisible and not seen, I think a lot of people wouldn't have took notice. So they needed to form a figure to be able to follow. When in fact what you're following is the universe. You're following the universe. You're worshipping the universe. When you go to Christmas, it's not celebrating the birth of a man called Jesus. Yeah, there was a man called Jesus, but it doesn't mean that he was God. It could have just been his name, you know. But there is, you know, there's
everything
energy in my eyes.
All of us were all part of the universe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that I just think that they performed and formed a sort of a being like ourselves to make it more easier to follow, you know. So,
right.
Oh yeah.
Well, all religion is based on fear anyway. Religion is based on fear to use this as a control mechanism.
And it is, and I've said this from the, and I've had a lot of people get really upset with me for saying that, and I don't mean it in a negative way. I don't mock any belief or religion, but it is, a lot of it is about control. It's what you can do, what you can't do, what you shouldn't do, what you're going to get sinned for, things like that. It's all about fear and control. It is about fear and control, and I don't agree in it. And
it's definitely about
to church.
fear
My
and
nan
control.
forced me to go to church. I hated going to church. I just did not believe in it. I didn't believe in it. I was like, no, I can love God. I can talk to God where I want, not inside a building. You know what I mean? So
that's right. In your own way, exactly.
I agree. I was forced to go to church too, but I do believe in the moral values. You got to think about that.
And I've got the moral values as well. I do.
You shouldn't lie to people. I don't lie to anybody. That's one thing I don't do. Lying is one of the worst things. If someone lies to me, I immediately know if they're lying too, which I really hate. But
Chris, do you believe in all the 10 commandments?
I mean, for a certain extent, like, yes, like, I mean,
well,
I don't.
Wait a minute. For a certain extent, isn't a yes.
Hold up. I do say the Lord's name.
Everybody should be able to have an opinion and have a status on what they believe. Okay, and I'm a lot like Chris as well. I do believe there is some sort of commandment, but I just don't believe that they're formed the way that they're told and spoke of. I don't believe they're the way that they're
one of the books my mom gave me, if you really read the 10 Commandments and you really actually get deep into it and read all the little fucking like shit that goes along with each commandment, it's intense. Like, I'm looking at it in a broad spectrum, you know, thou shalt not say the Lord's name in vain. Well, I do that, and I tell God I'm sorry if I do it in anger. If I do it in anger, if I'm just saying it, like, which I shouldn't say it, but whatever. But of course, you don't kill people unless they are trying to kill you. So yes, there's little loopholes to some of those sins.
Yeah, but you know, then again, the good Lord himself killed millions by flood, going against his own commandment.
Well, I don't believe in. I don't like greedy people. I don't like vanity. I don't like liars. I definitely don't like cheaters. So all of those things are the things that you should live and abide by, and you shouldn't do something that you wouldn't want done to you. You know,
yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, that's common sense. Yeah,
exactly. Golden rule. Come on.
Well, Jim, you just said that God. I'm sorry. Jim, you were just saying how God killed all those people and everything else. And I was asking Chris about the 10 Commandments. You think God's supposed to follow the same laws as man?
God created the laws.
Do you think he should follow the same laws as man?
I don't think he has to. Why would he have to?
We're made in his image.
He wouldn't have to, would
he? We're made in his image. We're made in his image.
It's an energy. He's not a he. He's not a she. It's a movement.
It's
an energy.
It's the universe. It's not a man talking to you.
That's right.
It's the universe talking to you.
That's right. Exactly.
The source that made the 10 Commandments, that source, that God.
Man made the 10 Commandments.
The commandments, I think, were wrote up by people.
The 10 Commandments derived through the source, but through man, not the source itself.
Wasn't there a burning bush involved in that?
Good point, Jim. Good point. Good point.
Because people always say, "Oh, God wrote the commandment and stuff," but where's the proof that he ever wrote it, apart from in a Bible? Which I'm not being funny. There is so many versions of the Bible.
So that's where I want to know about
completely different.
Okay, the Ark of Covenant.
The Word of God. Why has not all of the Bibles been the same? Why have they all changed? Why have they all got different concepts? It would all be one way if he was talking.
No,
That's
it got
right. And
changed.
why is
That's my point.
why
right
is there
there.
why is
Looking
there
at it.
60-something versions that have never been put out and have been hidden? Perhaps that's where the truth really lies.
Well, yeah,
Apocrypha,
of course. The
Book of
Vatican
Enoch.
hides all that shit. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me, man? That place is
I
made of
mean-
full-on gold and shit. It's all about money. They
Well,
don't care.
the-
It's keeping people in line and about money. Yeah,
True,
there
because
are.
Control.
And my mom
the-
will tell you
It's
this too.
control.
Well,
Right.
my
The
mom
minute
will
that
say,
you're born, you've got a number on your head. They know everything about you. They know everything you're going to do. Like from the minute you're born, you've got a number on your head.
yes.
That's a
Right.
fact.
Does it make any sense that you have to fear the dark side, negativity, evil, and beyond to an entity called Satan? And on the other end of the spectrum, you also got to fear the wrath of the good and loving God if you do not do his will, which can be scarier than Satan himself.
Right.
Because if
Of
you
course,
sin, because if you
No.
sin,
Guys, you guys,
you'll be
Punishment.
there's
you'll
no
be
need to be
condemned to
scared.
eternal damnation.
I'm not scared
And
of sin.
and the
I'm
bar
not
for
scared of
sinning is set so
Lucifer,
high that there's
and I'm
no
not
person
scared
that
of God.
walked the face of the earth that never sinned.
There's no
I'm
need
not
to
scared
be
of
scared.
I'm not scared of either. I'm not scared of either.
I'm not scared anymore. I don't really care anymore. Matter of fact, I could die right now and be fine. I know I'll
Well,
be going
So
somewhere.
so the way they teach it is you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Does that make any sense?
It
Yeah.
makes sense. I see the point in it. I mean, like I said, you're going to go to hell, but do you fear the hell or do you fear the one that's going to send you to hell?
Well, when,
Yeah,
Which
but
one
what
you
is
talk
hell?
about-
What is hell and heaven?
That's
Everybody
right. When you
perceives
talk-
that there's something up there
Just
and there's
said
something
it,
down
the
there. Heaven and
concept.
hell
When you
are
talk-
all on the equal
when you
place.
talk
It's
about
not,
hell,
it's
when
not
you-
a place where people are going to get
right? When you talk
killed
about
and
hell,
get
you're
tortured and
you're
stuff. It's a
in-
place to
when
go
you-
and learn for your sins and for your things you've done wrong. That is what it is. A lot of people make it sound
Right.
really bad.
I think
Right,
that
that's
people
that
that go to
religious
hell,
concept.
yeah,
that you go to
But when
learn
you-
for your
Right.
sins.
they're
You
living
go
in
to
their
learn
own
for
hell.
what you've done wrong. They
When
learn
you
you
talk about
in the right way. So you
Fear-based
can go to
religious
heaven,
concepts.
supposedly.
when you
Does
talk
that make
about
sense?
heaven and hell, that implies a final destination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is no final destination. It's a
But
never-ending
The
recycling
universe
process.
is ever ending. The universe will never end. The universe never will. Even if the planets
So,
blow
like,
up, the
after I
universe
die,
will
I'm just
always
gonna get
exist.
reborn again. So I'm like, hey, we'll be all right.
And that's what I tried to say to everyone. So going, oh yeah, but if the world ends, that means it's the end of everything. And I'm like, no. If all of the planets and stuff blew up and whatever, the universe
I
would
kinda would
still
like to get
exist.
sent
It
somewhere
would
else,
still
man.
be there.
They have to be
You know what I
Earth.
mean?
That
So
is merely a transition to a new beginning.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Right.
yeah.
But Chris, you will. You don't have to come back here to Earth. When your
Do I
rebirth
get a
might not
choice?
be in this type of in this
Hold on.
body,
Is that
in
a
this
privilege?
avatar.
Let me ask you this. And Cassidy might be able to answer this question. So when you die, and depending on how your soul, your spirit, or whatever is going on with you, can you choose where you go?
Hmm.
Can you go
No,
get
I don't
reincarnated into
believe so.
something else? Can you go to
God
another
chooses.
planet? God chooses. There you go.
God gives
That's
us
what
choice
you
on
think.
Earth, but I don't think
Well,
He
then, but
chooses the
that doesn't mean.
destination.
And look, the people that go to hell, guys, it's not hell. It's your own fucking hell. If you're a fucking terrible person, you probably are going to be like in a loop. That's why people say they see
Right.
ghosts and shit.
Right.
These
God
ghosts are
is your.
lingering around because they're living a purgatory in some
That's
fucking
right.
house they died in.
Your heaven and
Well,
hell
you
is
know,
in your heaven and hell is in
God
yourself.
is your consciousness. That's what God is.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
It's your belief. It's what you believe in. It's what you thrive for. That is what God is.
Right.
It's it's an energy.
Right. And
Cassidy
people need to
says hell is
separate the
nothing
difference
more
between God
than to
and
be cut out
religion.
of the sight of God.
Two
Hell
different
is
we must
nothing more
be-
than what you make it.
So hell must be here on earth then.
Yep. Well, it's
Mhm.
supposed to be. That's what my mom
I
would tell
believe
you.
so.
She was saying, you're supposed to be living your purgatory on earth, Kristen. And I'd be like,
I
Mom,
believe so.
To be,
I
I've been
think
to
a lot
so
of us
many
do.
I think there's a
things.
bit of that everywhere. I don't think
A lot
it's
of us
just in
do.
on this planet. I believe that that's everywhere.
It
Well,
is.
I'm on this
We
planet. I
all
believe it's
experience
going on
negative
here.
and bad things,
Yeah.
including the extraterrestrial. The
But
extraterrestrial
again,
people
you guys say this
experience
all the
negative
time.
and bad.
You gotta have a light and a dark. What else would there be? There's gotta be
Can't
both.
have one without the other.
This world
That's right.
would not exist without light and dark, and we would not
We
exist
all
without
agree.
light and dark. If we didn't have light and dark, we
That's
would not
right,
have
there's
feeling, we
positive.
would not have emotion,
You
we
got
would not have
positive,
movement, we
negative.
wouldn't have anything.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
You got
It is.
positive and negative, which are two opposite polarities within
And
the
let me say this.
polarities
Have you
within
ever
the same energy.
let me give you an example. Have you ever had like a boyfriend or a girlfriend that was just too fucking nice? That like every time they were around you, they're just lovey-dovey, hugging you. There was never any conflict. You broke up with that dude, didn't you? You know? So you feel me, don't you? And
Yeah,
then
I've
you
had a
get this
girl like that.
asshole who treats you like shit all the time, but yet every now and again is so great. You know, and I consider a lot of those people narcissists. But at the same time, if there wasn't any conflict at all and it was always fucking perfect, would it be so perfect? No,
Mm,
it wouldn't. You'd be like
mm.
looking for that little bit of nothing to crack the fucking egg, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, yeah, I'll get a, you know, it's kind of, I'll go good shit straightforward with it. I had a girl that when I moved here to Houston, she was from Puerto Rico, and it was wonderful fantasy sex, Julie. But when it wasn't
Hell yeah.
having sex, this girl was trying to either she didn't want me to leave the house. She was calling the police for all kind of silly shit, you know, because I wouldn't go out the door because she didn't want me to leave. She would block the door, no, and want to hit you. Little bitty petite thing. I had to jump over the patio. Like every time she would get me there in the house, she wouldn't let me leave. But everything, we worked in the same office building. She'd come and do freaky things, I'll say, in the office. So to me, it was drawn because I was into the lust part of it. But
Of
like
course.
I said, the two sides of what you accept, I wanted that. Instead of thinking about, you know, I had to accept the crazy stuff too. This chick was nuts. She was, you know, freaking just all kind of stuff, making up. I'm pregnant and you need to get
hell
into
no.
the baby. Like we ain't got no kids. You know, and my sister Regina, she had to come one time.
But was it
and,
not
and get me up.
ironically attractive to have that negative and the positive? You know,
Right,
so
like
there
what
you
you were
go. That
saying,
just
yeah,
explains
that
the universe. Opposites attract always.
Right, like you said,
But
someone being so nice, she was so giving to me sexually, but she was
oh
a
no. I'm talking about
detriment to me to, you know, in my lifestyle. You know, I'm
you
going to an office
misconstrued
building
that.
and
I'm
dealing with a
talking
crazy
about
lady.
like I'm talking about the
Seduction.
guy, like say like the dorky guy that you dated in high school that was just too nice, that just, oh, I'll do this for you. I'll do this. You know, when they're that giving and that nice and there's never any conflict, that's when you break up with the nice guy. But then you
Yeah,
go for the negative. That's what I was saying. Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're looking for a little bit of equilibrium in that whole situation. You
Right.
know, whether you don't want
And
it
the
to be
fact is
fully
you can't have anything that's meant to be positive and not have things that are not negative as well.
exactly.
It's a balance.
That
It's
was the
called a
balance I
balance.
was talking about. Like
You
you
know,
don't
like
you
it
want
really annoys me when I hear people say about positive and negative or light and dark, right? Like
Yeah.
in my concept, there's like apart from the light and the dark,
To
we
me,
see
it's
every day,
all
there isn't a
combined.
concept of that in energy. Like what we experience and what we go through every day is the energies and the movements of the universe, of nature,
That's
of all
right.
things. That is what
Exactly.
it is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And because we're so soul connected to it, we respond the same way as what our universe does and our planet does. That is just how it is. If we didn't have both of those concepts, we would not be the people we are today. We would not have the understandings that we have today. We wouldn't be able to do half the stuff we have and can today if we wasn't that way and we didn't have those concepts. But the truth is there is no negative or good. There is no dark or light apart from what we see at nighttime and daytime.
In you. It's in you.
It's the energies of the universe. It's the energies of nature. It's the movement. It's the changes in our atmosphere that causes us to be the way that we are. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, you can literally snap your finger and change your mind quick. You know,
Well,
it depends on what your scenario is. Like, I
well,
mean, I mean,
but you think of all of the effects in the world every day, all of the things that are going on in the world, all the good things, all the bad things. Of course, we're always going to be constantly reacting to it. You know, I could sit here and go through 3 or 4 different moods in one day. several
And
times.
people call that bipolar and call us crazy. That's not bipolar.
And I've been branded with mental health issues.
I've
and
had
stuff.
people try and say that to me.
No,
I'm not bipolar.
So, Sherry, you said it was the atmosphere. The atmosphere and different things like that control those
atmosphere,
things.
nature, the universe.
Right.
It's all of the energies and the movements of what was formed.
Being around a big group of people or something.
When we celebrate Christmas and things like that, we're not celebrating the birth of Jesus. We're celebrating the goddamn birth of the whole universe and the world.
Well, when you say the atmosphere changes, I'm sorry. When you say the atmosphere changes those things with like the device HARP and things like that change our atmosphere.
Like
so these things,
obviously every day the atmosphere in the universe is changing. Okay, there's always things going on in this world that's going to affect the atmosphere, going to affect nature, is going to affect a lot of things because it's solely connected to this planet and to us.
Right.
So when that goes through change, we go through change. A good concept of it is since we've had the pandemic for these last 3 years, look how many things have started to go wrong and so many things that have gone right. It's all the change in the world and in the universe. Everything has to change.
And that's true. And some of these are man-made.
The problem is at the minute we're in a crisis where we're not looking after our planet, so we're a little bit more in danger at the minute. Okay, but in truth and reality, if we wasn't the way we are today, okay, this world would move perfectly fine. It is normal and natural for this world to go through changes. What's not normal and natural is the way we treat it.
Yeah,
which is why it's doing it much quicker than it should be. That's what
all that we're talking about. All that we're talking about right now and debating can be defined in one word: nature.
No debate.
Nature, and that's what I said. It's nature. It's all movement. It's change. Everything has to change to move forward. Even if there is negative things going on, it's always going to change.
There's no debate.
Just got to learn to change ourselves a bit more to help it.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly, because everything changes.
We're just about at the top of the hour, so we're gonna have to end the show for now. But I'd like to have you guys on the next one. Out of the
box is too awesome, man. I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying here.
The thing is, if we want to move up to Roku, we got to keep it within a certain time schedule. So.
Oh really?
Cool.
You can only be on so long. I
always wondered why you didn't do longer shows, because like. I know everybody always has a lot to say, so but this was pleasant.
Yeah. This was awesome.
Yeah, well, we can do it again Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern if you guys want.
I gotta work Friday, but I'm off Saturday.
Well, we can schedule it for Saturday again if you like.
Oh, that would be nice.
How about you, Sherry? You want to join us?
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, I'm also off Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday is always a good day for me too.
For me, it's better at the week. It is better for me at the weekend. I have so many people blasting me through the week, and I'm
do you?
So, but I am. I'm a light worker.
I help people
with go through suicidal thoughts and all sorts of stuff. So I'm always really busy in the week, and I put my full attention to those people. That's why when some of you might message, sometimes I don't answer back, so I'm too busy to. And then I want to just feel because I'm consumed. You know what I mean? So.
It's bad enough that it's 3 o'clock in the morning for you, Sherry.
I'm what they call a vampire. I don't sleep at night. I
was going to say it's 11 here. Well, that's not too far off.
10 here in Houston.
It's 11 here.
Well, Jim, if you have to go, man, do something about that orb that's flying around in the room with you, Jim.
Dude, you saw it again? So did I.
I see it again. Review this, man. Godspeed.
Jim got some shit going around.
Again. I'm going to see that orb.
All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Mcfarlin, I'm putting my blue suede shoes on. You two guys are great, man. Yeah.